Here is the first look at the iikiti feed reader browser extension. This will be for Firefox and Chrome. It should work on Safari as well, but we'll see how that's going to work because I know they charge money to make extensions for that browser. So on here, you can go to the icon, and this is just sort of temporary stuff. I'm going to fix this up for adding feeds and stuff into it directly from whatever page you're on. But in here right now, you can open the reader. And you can see in here, you have the number of articles that are in here. So this is unread and total number of articles. By default, it will show the first 25 articles, then load more as you scroll down. On here, you can go and sort by newest first, oldest first, or title. In here, for the example, I just have, you can see the folders that you can add here. I just have Slate and NPR, and here is examples. For each one, it grabs the information about each article. It also grabs the actual article itself in case the article information that's in here is just a short form, which in here you can see there's hardly anything there. And you can see that there's basically nothing in there regardless. But some of these, you can see have more information on the actual site. So when you expand them out, it actually shows the information from the site itself. Here you can see a much longer list of information in here. This is the actual article from the site rather than from the feed, whereas what you're seeing here is just the short form information that's on the feed itself, basically a snippet that they put on the feed so they don't have to put the entire article on there. But I have the feed reader grab the entire article also so that you can search for the entire article. So let's just say the word arrest. You can see that article actually comes up when you search for the word arrest because it's indexed the entire article content. In here, let's just show you an example of adding a new feed. So I will just add my own blog, add it to the folder test2. And you can see it's gone in, grabbed the content from the RSS feed, and it's also gone in and grabbed the content for each of these articles. So you can see when I roll it down, it shows the entire article. And I'll have to clean that up a bit because it's also grabbing stuff like related articles that are on there. So I will clean up and put better code in for it detecting what part of the article is the actual article content versus some extra stuff that's around it. And you can mark these as being read. And each folder shows just the feeds that are in it. So you can see test shows both of these subfolders, which just has this one feed in it. It shows all the feeds that are a descendant of that folder. Same thing with news, although there is a small bug I have to fix where sometimes it doesn't show the feed correctly. There's also all articles, which shows all the articles from all the feeds that you have in any of your folders. And I'm also working on the idea of views, which will be essentially filtered lists of articles. Right now, all it just has is just a basic filter structure, read only, unread or read articles, and all or just the ones that you starred. But I will add a whole set of advanced filtering in here, including term filters. So similar to what you would do with search, but you will be able to add multiple terms. So, you can say, um, let's say week and month, which would mean week has to be shown somewhere in the content as well as month. You can say it has to be either certain terms would have to be in the title or just in the content. You will also be able to do more advanced filtering, like looking for how many times a term appears in a certain article, or being able to filter those out. Say if a certain word appears too many times, which could indicate possible spamming. There'll be a number of more advanced filters that you can use in here, including things like how close to the top of the article terms are, and a few other things I've come up with that really increase the amount of uh, or how accurate those filters would be as far as what you'd be searching for or what you want to see in certain views. There's also other features I'm planning, including using AI, which would be a more advanced paid feature. And of course, if there's any other features you'd like to see, of course, there's a settings page. Take a look at this. I'm not sure what this is, but you can have users in here, which I'll have more interactivity with that later. Right now, this is just like a basic structure to add users in. You can set the feed refresh time. So this is how often all the feeds get refreshed behind the scenes, and how often it checks for new articles in each of the feeds. By default, it's set to 15 minutes. But you can set it as low as 1 minute or as high as an hour. So you can have a delay of an hour before it checks. I have this in here because obviously there's a lot of sites that don't want you to hit their site repeatedly very often. So you can set times to be higher or lower. If you're getting some sort of error or feed's not updating, you might want to set it higher to tell it to delay longer so that the website's firewalls don't try to block you. You can also export and import all the articles and folders and stuff. I'll have to take a look at this. For some reason, it's just basic storage calculation. And right now, it also has both a light and dark theme that's automatic, or you can set your own preference on that.